Alright guys, I have seen the request in my other videos for Hall of Illusions to do stage 80. Now, to be completely honest with you, out of all the Hall of Illusion stages, I hate stage 80 the most. It is the worst stage by far because it requires so much RNG. However, I will say, having Black Asta has made it significantly easier to clear stage 80. So I did a test run earlier with Black Asta on my team, and this is the team I ran right here, and it took me like, I think 2, maybe 3 tries to get it to work correctly. I think it was actually on my second try I got this team to work correctly. So this is going to be a fairly consistent team right here for you to be able to beat stage 80. Now, previously, the strategy was pretty similar to this, except for you would have switched out like Black Asta for maybe Radies. You might have switched them out for another stun character. Ideally, the best character you would have had would have been this Yami right here. He was really good because he had the AoE damage and he also had the stun. So you had a stun with Mars, you had a stun with Yami, and then you might have ran something like Mimosa right here for healing. And I think this is actually the team when I originally beat this, because I originally beat this before Black Asta came out. I believe this is the team I used right here to originally beat this, but let me tell you, it took me like 100 tries, not exaggerating at all, to get the RNG I needed to be able to beat this stage, because you need him to stun, you need him to get his stuns, you need her to not get stunned so she can do the healing. If she gets stunned when you get into the second phase with Raya, then it just messes everything up, right? So it was just really hard to run this team. But this is another option for you guys, but this is not the option I'm going to be showing you today. So once again, the option I'm going to be showing you today involves this team right here. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to build Julius for attack and as well as mobility if you have the mobility sets, or you can go for the kind of build I have right here on him. So I have a gold attack set, a regular attack set, and a regular penetration set. Ideally, you want to go for a gold attack set, a gold penetration set, and a gold mobility set, but that's just not what I have on him, okay? But this obviously works out fairly well for me, so that's an option for Julius. I do have all of Julius's talent tree done. Same for Asta and Noelle. And if we take a look at Asta's gear here, I'll show you what I'm running on him.
Awesome people here.
Since I have been able to clear Hall of Illusions, I got all of the LR accessories. All of these are from Hall of Illusions. I didn't get lucky and roll any of these. So Hall of Illusions is literally one of the best ways to get LR accessories, and these are, I chose to get them for Asta. I recommend you guys do the same when you're able to clear Hall of Illusions. But these are the accessories I put on him. They help out quite a bit, but as you can see, my defense still isn't super crazy, and that's because I didn't actually go for like a full defense substat build. So if you look at my substats, I have damage resist on most of my pieces. I think damage resist is actually technically better on Black Asta in terms of making him a super viable tank, but then when he hits that anti-magic state, if you're looking for like the most amount of damage, then you want to go for more defense substats. In my case, I have 4 defense pieces on him, all of them with like damage resist and defense where I can get it, right? And then I have attack pieces for the other pieces. My sets are going to be a gold mobility set, a gold defense set, and a gold attack set on Asta. He is at 70,000 total CC, so he's fairly strong, but you could still do this even with like a 60,000 total CC Asta pretty easily, I believe. Now the other part is I do have his skill card with 3 dupes, so that helps out immensely, right? Because that increases the damage which with each dupe that you have into his skill card. So if you don't know what his skill card does, if anti-magic is present, per 1500 defense, you get extra damage dealt, right? And that extra damage percentage goes up based on how many dupes you have into the skill card. And so that's kind of where I have him right now. He is going to be, if he ever gets into anti-magic and he's not stunned, the key being not stunned, he's just going to carry your team so hard. Okay, and then Noelle is the other key piece to this. So she's really good because of her barrier. You need her barrier for this particular stage, because if you have barriers on your allies, they are less likely to get stunned. If you don't have barriers on your allies, they are more likely to get stunned. Now, when you go into the second phase, you're never going to be faster than Raya, so it's just RNG at that point, and you can't do anything about it. And so that's part of why I hate this stage. But for gear on Noelle, what I have is a regular attack set, a regular penetration set, and a gold crit set, a crit damage set, okay? So once again, not the best sets, but in terms of gear, I am happy with like having the magic attack and stuff that I have. My substats, I haven't really done anything with her substats yet, and as for accessories, nothing too crazy, right? So my Noelle isn't the most built. She could definitely be better, but that's kind of where she's at. And then last but not least, we have Mars. And for Mars, I have this gear on him right here. You can see all of these are going to be defense pieces. Well, ideally they would be defense pieces. I have some attack piece right here and a magic attack piece. Ideally, I'm going to switch these out later. Actually, 4 defense pieces would be better. And then attack, magic attack, attack, right? So I just have kind of pieces all over. Mars, definitely probably my worst built character there. But then we have a gold defense half set, a HP set here, and a regular defense set. So if my Mars can get through it, your Mars can probably get through it, especially if you build your Mars better than this one right here, because this build isn't probably not it. And then for skill cards on him, I am running his skill card. I do recommend, actually, if you have it, this one right here, it's going to grant immunity to stun status element for 1 turn at the start of battle, and wait, no, that's the SR one. This one, sorry. This one, they do similar things. That one's a decent one, but it's only at the start of battle. This one's better because it grants status element immunity for 1 turn at the start of a wave. So that means it'll keep Mars from getting stunned when you go into the second phase against Raya, and then he will be able to hopefully do his AoE stun with his combo skill. So speaking of the combo skill, you want to run these two together. That way when you use his AoE combo skill, it goes with her AoE for, you know, the most amount of damage possible. So with all of that said, we are going to hop into a run here, and we are going to try to do it on the first try. We'll see if it's possible or not. It is kind of RNG. And I'll just show you guys my strategy for how I get through this. As we get into this, I do want to note that I am not using food buffs. You can use food buffs to like increase your damage or your HP, stuff like that. I'm not doing that. We are going to go ahead and try to one-shot this guy here. If we don't one-shot him, it just kind of sucks because you don't get the extra turn. You don't get to start working towards your special faster, getting those special points back faster. It's not going to really affect your run that much, but it just makes it nicer when you do actually one-shot this guy. All right, so we actually did one-shot him. That's beautiful. It does take a crit to do that. All right, we're going to go ahead and do this. You can't decrease mobility on these guys, so keep that in mind. We're going to... Let's actually... let's save skill 2. We'll use skill 1 right here. The reason I did that is because I know I'm going to ult right here with Noelle and probably, hopefully, kill both of these guys. All right, so there we go. Wave 1 done. And now, with the other team that I showed you at the start, you'd have to worry about your characters being stunned, but because we have Black Asta on the team, he gives status ailment immunity to your team for the first turn of a wave, so none of our characters get stunned. We don't have to worry about that stun, and that's really, really nice. And then look at the counterattack from Noelle. Look at the damage that was done to these side units. Insane, right? So Black Asta, quite literally, the carry as a defensive unit on here, even without doing attack, just because he has that status element immunity, which is really, really nice. All right, we're going to go ahead and do this. And now we're going to go ahead and taunt Raya, because we want him to be targeting Asta over everyone else. And then, luckily, Noelle did not have her skill 2 timer extended. Now, it's random, it's RNG, but Raya can extend your skill 2 to where you can't use it. So keep that in mind. If that happens, you might have to reset your run because you might die if you don't get the barrier up in time. The fail-safe to that is if you aren't able to use your barrier, your skill 2, then you have Mars here who will be able to hopefully stun the enemy team. But luckily we do have our barrier, so we don't have to worry too much. Okay, and it's also really important to have that barrier on Asta as well later once he drops below 40% health, because that's going to keep him from getting stunned and allow him to do his damage in the end. All right, now we're going to go ahead and try to go for our own stun. Ideally, we get all 3. More often than not, though, sometimes I only get 1 of them. Or none of them. None of them is even worse, okay? So we didn't stun a single one. Ideally, you stun all 3. In this case, we didn't. Alright, and they are mostly going after the tanks. He's taunted to Asta, right? So that's our barrier gone on Asta. Julius comes back to life. Not too big of a deal there. Okay, now we can go ahead and attack. It doesn't matter who we attack because we can't remove mobility because they are immune to status ailments or changes. So we'll just do this. These two are pretty dang low now. We'll go ahead and we'll target... Well... Noelle should be able to kill the other two, so we'll target Raya here. 33,000, that's not bad. And we'll go ahead and do this, and it should kill the other two. Oh, pretty close. Mars is taunted. Or not taunted, stunned. Oof, okay. We're gonna go for the guaranteed stun, right? On Raya, that's gonna be really, really big. So we get that stun there. That's nice. He comes out of the stun, and that just puts us closer to having our skill 2, hopefully in time, before Raya does anything too crazy. Give ourselves some defense before Raya pops off right here. And I'm going to go for the stun over the taunt because I actually would prefer he attack Asta. Oh, he actually went after Julius, and Julius survived it. What a goat. What a goat. All right, now we go ahead and barrier, and we might not even end up needing Asta's anti-magic in the end. But it's just nice to know that we do have that option if it does come down to that, right? And we're going to go ahead and we're going to... yeah, we're going to stun here. I'm not going to wait for the taunt. I just want to get him stunned so we don't have to worry about him going crazy. All right, we will try to get the taunt here. Yeah, we'll try to get the taunt here. Okay, we got the taunt, so now he has to target Mars. So that's good for us. And that gives us some time to kind of work our magic. All right, and we'll go ahead and... Oh. 61,000 damage, looking pretty good. Give ourselves some more defense for when he's about to attack Mars right here. And Mars is still looking pretty, still sitting good. We go for another stun if we can. Look at that. So it's all about the RNG, all about the stuns, right, for how easy this is for you. And once again, if you did end up killing any part of our team, once Asta drops below 40% health, then he gets the anti-magic, and he should be able to finish it up for you, even if you get into like a dire situation. All right, so we are pretty close here. We're gonna try to go for the stun again. Got the stun again. That's nice. We'll do this. All right, stun removed, get the barriers up, and I think at this point it's pretty much all she wrote. There's no way he gets through all of our barriers on all of our characters and kills us, right? And so in this case, we actually didn't even use Asta's anti-magic once, which is just crazy, right? So having him here as a tank is literally what makes this easy. Okay. And one more hit should do it, right? So, oh, maybe not quite. Okay. Yo, no way he kills anybody, right? Nah, he's not killing nobody. We're making this flawless. Okay. And there we go. There we go. That is stage 80 for you guys. There is the guide. Hopefully that helps you out a little bit. Once again, you can try that other team I showed at the beginning if you don't have Black Asta. Just keep in mind, I'm not exaggerating when I say it took me like 100 resets to get that other team to work correctly. This one, not nearly as bad. So here's a fairly consistent team for you guys. Hopefully it helps you out. If you guys did enjoy the video, please consider going down there, hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, leave me some comments about what you guys thought, and if you haven't already, check out my other videos on Hall of Illusion. I did all the other stages past this that have boss stages all the way up to 100. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.